Last week pairs were crazy. Hey traders, welcome back to Sunday Pips. In today's video, I'll be showing y'all last week's setups. And guys, before y'all watch this video, please go watch last week's Sunday analysis video first. What that will do, it will be showing y'all the before, and this video right here will be showing y'all the aftermath. I mean, would you rather watch a movie from beginning to end or just watch the end? Because if you only watch this video right here, you'll basically just be watching the end. I personally would rather watch the whole thing through. And if you're wondering why there's a sock on my mic, somebody said it helps with the sound quality. I don't know if it's working. Gotta do what you gotta do to make it sound better, I guess. Yeah. I had 5 pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm tripping. I won't be going over the last 3 pairs because I took like 7 losses on them. If I showed you that, I would lose viewers. I'm just playing. It's either price never pulled back into my zone or it just took the whole week to pull back. GBP USD never pulled back. USD CHF took the whole week just to get. Imagine you wait for price to pull back into your zone and it takes the whole week, and then next week you just take a loss on it. Man, trading is not for that week. AUD NZD, I believe price was right here. This is where we're at. I was waiting for pullback into the zone, retest around psychological level 700, retest this beautiful zone with 1, 2, 3 touches, and there's probably more to the left. I don't know. And it would also be retesting the EMA. Man, this would have looked so perfect if it worked out. Pull back into the zone and then have the move. Fortunately, it didn't happen. So let's just focus on the ones that had the most action. Euro CHF and the USD JPY. Start with this one. Alright, so if y'all remember, I said I was gonna wait for price to break above this zone on the 1 hour to then look for an engulfing and then take the trade up. But if we go down to the 30-minute, really all I was waiting for was a shift of structure. This was the lower low, and this down here was the lower. I already got a line on there. This right here was the lower low. I was waiting for price to break above, close above the lower high, and then if I get an engulfing, take the trade up, take profit, this line, stop loss somewhere around here or just under the zone. And I also said if price continues down, I'll wait for it at this second area of interest and wait for the shift of structure right here. And if I get the engulfing, take the trade up, stop loss somewhere around here, take profit, daily structure point. But price never pulled back that far, and the engulfing, the shift of structure ended up happening right here. Lower low, lower high, lower low, and then the body candle closed above the lower high, making it bullish. I thought about taking that trade right here, and we did get the engulfing too. We go down to the 2 hour engulfing right here, but I stopped myself because in the past I have taken multiple losses like this where price shifts, the shift of structure happens under my area of under my area of interest, because it's not really under. I consider this to be under now when it's like in the middle of it, but I stopped myself from taking the trade. Instead, I waited for a clear breakout and then a retest, and then that's exactly what happened. Clear breakout, retest, and then my entry happened right here, this beautiful engulfing right here. And I think this pattern is called morning star, evening star. I think it's morning star, I don't know. But when I got this engulfing, I didn't take this trade, even though this right here was my entry, because if you look at the time, happened at 10 p.m. and like I said in my first video, I don't remember. I said I never take trades outside of London session and New York session. And where I'm at, London session starts at 3 a.m. and ends at 12 p.m. And the New York session starts at 8 a.m. and ends at 5 p.m. So this right here was out of session. But I did strongly believe the price was going to stay around here until London session opens. If y'all don't know this, whenever major sessions are closed, like New York session and London session, price just tends to consolidate until one of those sessions opens. But in this case, that's not really what happened. I mean, it almost kind of happened because this engulfing right here, it stayed around here until 2 a.m. Until, let me see, until 1 a.m. 2 hours before London session opens. And then like 1 hour before London session opens, this engulfing right here formed. It happened at 2 a.m. And then London session opened when price was all the way up here. Which means if I wanted to take the trade, my stop loss would have to be under this higher low of the 1 hour, and then take profit, daily structure point, nothing would have changed. And then my risk to reward would have been so bad. Like, what is this? I would never take a trade like this, and that's why I didn't take. Alright, let me just remove this line, and yeah, I only leave my risk to reward too whenever I take a trade, so I'm gonna just remove that. I already removed it, and then I'm gonna just remove this line too. Because what else? Yeah, that's it for your CHF and USDJP. Oh man, this pair, bro, this pair had me going through everything. It's crazy. USD CHF, I believe we were. This is how price look like. I wrote it down. Let me see. Weekly bearish, daily bearish, 4 hours bullish. That means can I go down to the 4 hour with it? Ah man, I can't go down to the 4 hour with that replay. I gotta pay. I ain't paying for nothing. Alright, let's just do this. 4 hours bullish. That means we're right here. Yeah, right here. 4 hour higher high, higher low down here. I think I said something like 4 hours gonna continue to create higher highs and higher lows all the way back into the zone, and then I was gonna wait for a shift of structure once it gets here and then take the trade down. But 4 hour shifted, body candle closed under the higher low, making it bearish. So this right here then became the lower low. Lower low, lower high, lower low, and then right here it shifted bullish. Body candle closed above, and that's when I started looking for counter trend trades. And if y'all don't know what counter trend trades are, like the name suggests, just trades that go against the trend. For example, if most of the time frames are going up, let's say let me just use this. If most of the time frames are going down, weekly and daily, and you're looking for buys, that's a counter trend trade, because most of the time frames are going down and you're looking for buys. Ideally you want to look for sales since most of the time frames are going down, and that's what I was waiting for. But when price shifted, I started looking for counter trend trades. Why was I looking for them if they're not ideal? I feel like this one was easy to predict. That's what I feel like. And I advise you never take counter trend trades. You will lose most of them. So this right here, wait for a pullback when 4 hour went bullish, and this right here, that's when we'll go down to the lower time frames in this pullback. And got to my area of interest. And guys, I'm not even. I don't think I've ever said this. I'm not limited to identifying areas of interest only on the daily or weekly. I can identify them anywhere. I can identify them on the 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute. Really don't matter. But the lower the time frame I identified my area of interest, the weaker it's gonna be. And the higher the time frame I identify my area of interest, the stronger it will be. The more respected it's gonna be. So price pull back, and this right here, that's when we'll go down to the 1 hour or lower time frame, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, don't matter which one. We'll go to the 1 hour because it looks the cleanest. And if 1 hour shifted bearish in this pullback, that's when we'll wait for it to go bullish and then look for the trade. But in this case, never shifted, it remained bullish. So all we were waiting for was engulfing, and the engulfing happened, but I didn't take this trade. Why didn't I take it? Did this engulfing happen out of session too? No, it happened at 2 p.m. That's during New York. Oh yeah, I think I know why I didn't take. It's either I was in school or the risk to reward. Cause I only enter trades when the engulfing closes. I don't base it off engulf on an open candle. So this right here, if I took that trade at this engulfing, stop loss would have been down here. Take profit at this zone, because that's where I was anticipating for price to go, and then shift to then look for sells. And the risk to reward, if I took the trade, it would have been a 1 to 1.5 trash. I need a minimum of a 1 to 2 to take a trade. So this right here, that's why I never took it. But since price was back at the zone, like I said before, this right here was our main trade. This what I was waiting for. Price to get here, shift the structure, then look for sells. But the shift of structure happened all the way down here. If we go to, yeah, this is the one. No, right here. This way happened. This right here was the higher high. This down here, higher low. That means if I wanted to take this trade, I would have took it down here, and I also got this engulfing right here. This right here where I would have took it, and take profit would have been at the daily structure point, the second zone. Right around here. Risk to reward, trash. And I would never take trade. I never take trades when price is far away from my zone, because most of the time, not most of the time, sometimes it tends to go back to the zone, retest it before having the actual move. So I trade this far away from my zone, I would never take it. And that's why I didn't take it. But since price was back at this zone where I was looking to take this counter trend trade, I was waiting for 1 hour to shift the bullish. Right here it was bearish. This was the lower high, lower low. I was waiting for it to create a new lower low, and then the body candle close above the lower high to then look for sells up. Buys up. But it never shifted. It shifted up here. If I took that trade up here, stop loss would have had to be in under this lower high, higher low. Take profit, the zone. Risk to reward, trash, man. And now, guess I'm gonna wait for another shift of structure and look for sells again. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Alright, thank you for watching. Drop a comment with your thoughts, and I will see you probably next Wednesday for another review, or probably on Sunday. Alright, peace.